Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Polygon Matic. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, I would recommend you check that out before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of your video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, you can see that we held very nicely this yellow multi-month support trend line. This is the daily chart on TradingView, by the way. So I did tell you that if you come down to the yellow trend line once again, you may potentially want to set some buy orders. Not a financial advice by any means, but you can see that you wicked all the way down to the golden ratio, which is a very strong support level. And from there, you got a bounce and you started moving up. And I did say in the last video that every time we bounce off of this yellow trend line, we have a move towards the upside. And we bounced off of here, we have a move towards the upside, and we have another bounce and another move to the upside. Now on the Binance chart, we were in some bullish patterns. We will take a look at that a bit later, but here we did set a resistance level at this previous swing high over here at $2.13. That was broken, and we would like to backtest that as support. More so, I would like to backtest as support the 786 level over here at $1.97. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that I have my Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high over here, $2.70, to the swing low in July. That gives us the 1.618 at $6.82. And that is what I'm targeting for my bull market end year targets. Obviously, we can get overextended even higher, but I like to stay conservative, and there is always going to be a big dip that's going to come around with a 90% pullback for all altcoins, and I don't want to be holding the majority of my assets in altcoins just because I think they're going to go to the moon, right? So I stay conservative. I need to take profits from my financial situation. Once I'm able to resolve all the needs that I have right now, then I'll be able to buy into Matic for the long term, and that's what I plan on doing actually when we get the next major pullback, or the next big correction, or for the bear market potentially. But it does seem that we are heading for an overextended cycle, because the longer we consolidate right now in December, the more chances there are of us just, having an extended cycle, because we didn't have that blow off top, that major run up that we usually have with our bull market cycles. So the EMAs over here have had a nice squeeze, which basically means that the 20 EMA came back down to 55 and it bounced off of it. And now, as you can see, the price is appreciating very nicely and the EMAs are starting to go up. Now, I don't want to see the price action very far away from the 20 EMA. That would be a bit unhealthy. So potentially I want the 20 EMA to come back to the 786 over here, and the price action to come back down to the 786 on the fib. You want to hold this level because you've broken it as resistance, and now you want to backtest it as support to confirm that we are in a uptrend. Now, switching over to the daily RSI, I did give you this yellow rectangle zone over here, as you can see. And we have held in nicely in this yellow zone, and I told you if you come down any lower than the pink trend lines, you can start dollar cost averaging. As you can see, we hit this middle pink trend line as resistance. We bounced back down, and then we retraced, and now we're having this pretty much parabolic to the upside. And you could potentially look at a resistance over here at this pink trend line. Also, you can look at some resistance from these previous peaks over here, so you can get rejected from any point over here. And potentially what you're doing right now is you're getting rejected from this point over here on the daily RSI. So if you start coming back down, then you know this is your peak because you have had a resistance level over here. So 67 on the daily RSI is potentially where we're going to get rejected. If we continue climbing higher and you get to the overbought, I would look at the rejection from the pink trend line, or overall in general, right? When you're in the overbought over here on the RSI, that's, that's a good time to start taking profits if you're looking to take profits. Now let's jump into Binance. Okay, jumping into Binance straight off the bat, I do want to let you know that we do have a bearish divergence playing out. You can see that on the RSI, we're making a lower high. This was our high, and this is the lower high. However, on the price action, we're making a higher high. So you have your high over here, and you're making a higher high over here. So if I take a trend line and I just draw it like this, it goes to the upside. Here, the trend line would go down because it's a lower high. And this is a bearish divergence. This means that the momentum is dying out. Basically, there's not enough steam with the bulls, and this potentially is a little foreshadowing for a potential pullback. So I would like to see that pullback around about to the 786. Now, if we fail to hold the 786 over here at $2.02, we want to come back to the golden ratio at $1.88, okay? This is what I'm looking for. And you can see that we're a bit overextended from the EMAs. This is the daily chart still. And yeah, like I said, the golden ratio is the most important level to hold right now. You can see that we had a target at $1.92. That was the target. That was the target from the inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? And that was met perfectly. Then we retraced back down to the 55 EMA. We had a nice bounce off of this yellow, off of this falling wedge, which I said was possible, right? I did tell you once you break out from a falling wedge, you can backtest as support. The upper resistance line now turned to support. From there, we had a nice uptrend, and we got to the target of the falling wedge at $2.12. So congratulations to everyone who took profit and took this trade. And right now we're just getting to the upside. There is a potential that we can come all the way up here to $2.50. But at that point, we would be so overextended that we need to, come back down for a retracement sooner rather than later. Now, there is a way to invalidate this bearish divergence, and only by having another couple of big candles over here so that the RSI makes a higher high as well. So that would invalidate the bearish divergence, and we wouldn't be bearish on the daily chart. But right now, as you can see, it's hard to call the daily chart bearish, but because of the bearish divergence, that's kind of your foreshadowing of a future pullback. Obviously, it doesn't happen 100% of the time, but you should keep that in mind. Now, on the stochastic RSI over here, you can see that we are in the overbought position. Once again, once you're out of the purple box to the upside, that means you're overbought, and that means the asset is overbought, and it will most likely come back down for a correction. The MACD is getting a bit overextended as well, but it's nice to see the Matic token doing so well after this consolidation period. But like I said, you don't want too parabolic of a growth. But this is what we're going to be getting towards the end of the year, I think, if we start flipping bullish on Bitcoin, and the altcoins will appreciate massively as well. Now, if I bring out the 80 EMA over here, I do want you to pay attention to the 80 EMA. So this light blue line over here is the 80 EMA, and I started using it, and it does actually work nicely on most of the charts. It does hold support after you start losing the 55 EMA. So if you start coming back down and you start losing the 20, you start losing the 55 EMA, I would recommend that you pull out the 80 EMA to your chart and just take a look at it and see where it is, and just have some buy orders above it. Now let's quickly drop into the 4-hourly chart, see what's popping over there. Okay, so we're overbought on the 4-hourly chart, bearish divergence on the 4-hourly chart as well. And if we just jump back into the 4-hourly chart, you do potentially want to hold the 10 EMA here as support. So the 10 and the 20 EMAs are the most important EMAs to hold if you want to keep an uptrend, right? So if you want to keep on riding this wave to the upside, if you start losing the 4-hourly, have the 55 EMA on the 4-hourly chart as your buy order, right? If you start losing the 20, you start losing the 10, 55 is your nice support. After that, 80 EMA is your next support, or the golden ratio over here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I missed out anything on the charts, let me know down below in the comments section. Follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there as well. We have a Discord server with a technical analysis chat in there as well, where you can request TA. And we do have a Telegram chat with a great community of people who are trying to help each other, grow in this space. And also we do have a Patreon with great tiers, guys, for everyone who wants to support the channel and support me. And I will make sure that your investment in me will pay off, because we do have, low cap gem calls in there. And I do post exclusive content to the Patreon, and, a lot of great stuff is coming in there as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.